Good morning, RH fans. Today on Sew You Don't Sew, we're going to be interviewing seamstresses. Now, you got a list in your last episode of seamstresses in your local area. You could just call the first person on that list and ask if they could do your project for you. But I think it's a far better thing to actually make an appointment and go and talk to the seamstresses. And it's better to talk to more than one, because you're not always going to hit 100% with the first person you talk to. And as we've been trying to express throughout this series, it's always better to give them as much information as you can, so both you know what to expect and they know what to expect. Particularly if you're not looking to just have one garment made, but you're looking to have a whole series of garments or even a wardrobe made by the same person. So let's get to talking to our seamstresses. Well, here we are at our first seamstress location. This is Sewtech outside of Christiansted. Divvy Divvy Fabrics in Christiansted recommended me to them. And, well, things didn't go exactly as planned. Sometimes the first one on your list is not going to be the best one. Well, that did not go entirely according to plan. Turns out it's a one-person business. She doesn't have any assistants, and she is looking to retire. She's only doing alterations right now, and she's only doing them for clients that she already has. So she's definitely not interested in making anything new, and she's not interested in working for new clients. So, you know, every failure is one step closer to success, so let's just chalk this up to being that. So it was back to Divvy Divvy Fabrics in Christiansted to see if I can get any more names of people to help me with my project. Oh, and Sylvia's here. Oh, thank goodness. Well, I tell Sylvia that Sewtech was kind of a strikeout, and she gives me the name of Rosamund, who is someone who's very good at sewing and sews for a lot of people. So I went to see Rosamund, and I took her all of my materials. I took her books with pictures of the garments I wanted to have made. I took her some of our patterns to show her the different garments. Since I'm working on a project that has a very far in the future deadline, there are a lot of things that I want made, and I wanted to make sure that I was talking to somebody who would be interested in doing the whole project, because let me tell you, there is nothing worse than hiring somebody to do a piece of clothing for you and you think they're going to be on board for doing the whole wardrobe that you want to have made. And after the one piece of clothing, they say, I really don't want to do this. I'm not going to do anything more. Or I really just do alterations. I just want to hem things. I don't want to sew clothing. And that's happened. Also, a bit of advice I can give you is if you're talking to a seamstress or tailor and they put on a face like, oh, that's hard. Oh, so much work. Go to the next person on your list. It happens. There are some people in the business who simply don't want the work for whatever reason. And when you run into someone like that, save yourself a lot of heartache and just go to the next person on your list. Because if they don't want your work, there's nothing you can do to make them do it. It's just going to be a big pain in the butt for you. But Rosamund, she is on it. She is enthusiastic and she's up for anything. So we talked about, started with the undergarments. The first thing we're going to be doing together is a slip, because the bias cut slip goes under many of the garments from the 30s. And we talked about that mostly at this point.
Well, there you have it. If at first you don't succeed, call the next person on your list. After all, not everybody is going to be interested in doing your project. And you're going to find people who just aren't going to want to do the work. You're going to find people who advertise that they do custom tailoring and custom sewing work, but really just want to do hems and alterations. What you want is someone who is enthusiastic about your project as you are. And as I say, the more information you give them, the better results you can expect. If you understand completely where they are and they understand completely where you are, you're going to have a better result. So talk to a bunch of different seamstresses, and if you can, give them a test garment to do so you actually can experience their sewing technique and they can understand your directions so that you're both on the same page. Now Sew You Don't Sew is going to take a little bit of a break as I dash off to Washington, D.C. for Anime USA. And remember, if you want me to speak at your conference or convention, just click that link up there where it says Hire Kass and get on my schedule for 2015. Talk to you soon.